What is up, my viewers? Spang here, bringing you yet another World of Tanks gameplay commentary. This is a replay sent to me from Merlin 2013, part of the Troop clan. And if you're wondering why or who this guy is, he's actually a real-life friend of mine. We went to school for a while together, if you could call it school. It's a long story, but I'm not getting into that right now. He's going to be playing his M103. He said this is his first match ever in his M103, as you can tell. Stock turret. I don't know what gun that is. It's been too long to play the 103. So I'm not really sure what that is, but it is going to be a fairly favorable match considering he is top tier, and there's only a few tier 9s per team. It's going to be standard battle in Severogorsk. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, but that's how I'm going to say it. And recruiter with a 42% win rate. That's encouraging. Oh yeah, always. You know, I'm not going to bash people any more than normal, I guess. Okay, but let's look at what gun he has here, because we can at least see the penetration. 242 damage, 400. Of course we knew it was going to be 400, but I was just kind of curious on the pen, so it does look like he has an upgraded gun. But definitely not the best gun, because the best gun looks like the same sort of barrel that is on the T125, which is not the case. He said this was his first match. I'm pretty sure he had some free XP that allowed him to get at least the decent gun to actually give him a fighting chance here. Now the enemy team looking like they have quite a few tier 7s and 8s for him to just eat on up. Same for his team. I mean, there's going to be a lot of just fodder for the tier 9s. Another good side is the fact that he's going to be fighting an ISA in the T30, so kind of soft, but the Tortoise might give him some trouble if he's not quite sure where to fire. And the IS-8, I mean, not the IS-8, the M103 on the enemy team probably going to give him some trouble. There we go, the mini-map. I knew I forgot to do something. But the enemy team really not being all too spotted right now, showing some forces here on the 9 line, 8 line, a few forces spotted on the 3 line. But, oh, there we go, bouncing a shot. He does have 6th sense, so his crew is trained up to at least 100%. That much we can probably be certain of. Or rather, it might not be 100%, but you know what I mean. Since he did just train it, I doubt he used gold to get them to 100%, but they're probably to at least 90%, and then you throw on perks like Brothers in Arms, which you might have. I did not get the exact crew specs from him, so I don't know what exactly he's running here. Trying to shoot that hatch. Pretty good move there, but unfortunately the round just not going where he needed it to. Tiger 1 getting spotted way back there. M103 trying to get a shot on him. He's exposing his side armor, but apparently RNG is just favoring him just so much right now. Also, that hill is definitely a contributor, but right here I have to say, buddy, you don't want to pull out with your side armor. You're just encouraging the enemy team to just shoot you right in your tracks for damage, mind you, and possibly to get tracked in the process. The enemy team looking like they're going to try and capture here. This IS-6 being very sneaky, running right up the middle, probably through that riverbed, but being as aggressive as he was, he's probably going to get himself killed. I mean, let's face it, look at the minimap. He is surrounded on all sides by enemy tanks. He's not going to last long, I would hazard. The enemy M103, there we go, trying to shoot for that hatch and taking the shot, backing away just in time to where that 103 missed it. The T30 clearly not paying attention, and right here, Merlin looking to take the kill shot on this 103, but let's be honest, he couldn't kill it because 507 damage is outside the absolute most he could do. The most he could do in a single shot is 500. That enemy 103 just proving that he is not any sort of skilled whatsoever. Right here, staying out in the open, ready to take the shot. I don't disagree with this because there's no current enemy threats right here, and he's just staying as aimed in as possible, trying to get a shot on the side of the turret of that T30. Really not getting through there. That was kind of a hit or miss due to the angle of the turret, but it was a possible, it definitely was a possible penetration. The enemy team looking to take the 3 line right here and looking to do it quite successfully. 1 to 4, so Merlin's team not doing too hot right there. There we go. That 103 is finally one-shottable for pretty much anything on his team. And the friendly force is really not looking to make up that tank difference anytime in the immediate future. This T30 possibly getting a bit too aggressive here, maybe exposing himself, but Merlin getting even more so himself and looking to kill this enemy 103. 3 to 5, so the tank gap closing a little bit, and surprisingly Merlin's team looking like they are going to hold that 3 line despite the impressive push from the enemy forces. And this T30, I'm sorry, that's an Indian cannon. what am I thinking? I saw the T-30 tag and just completely missed the Indian Panzer tag. But this enemy T-30 in a very bad spot has enemy forces on his front and rear, one of them being Merlin, and there we go, a high roll for a good amount of damage, and Merlin getting shot in his ass by this Tiger. But the Tiger 1 is certainly no threat for the M103, especially once its frontal armor is facing it. And if its frontal armor is angled, it might even bounce off the lower plate. But looks like that is not the case right there. Looks like he might be using auto aim, which you probably shouldn't be doing, buddy. Okay, there. No, yep, I was doing the view he has. So he's using auto aim to keep an eye on his surroundings. And I guess in that situation, you know, versing a Tiger 1 with an M103 with 242 pen, you really aren't too concerned about where you're shooting the Tiger. You're pretty confident that most of your shots are going to get through. So Merlin's team looking like they're pulling ahead in the tank count, but losing their capture on their base. This T-28 prototype looking like he's in a bit of trouble. Merlin definitely not maneuvering his tank in the most adept manner, but doing it well enough to where he's not taking all too much damage and still able to get into the firing positions he needs to be. The enemy team still capturing, but looking like there was a reset right there. Merlin taking a snapshot on the move and proving to be effective in just that. The enemy team really looking to make a push on that 3-line. Once again, his friendly forces saying, SOS, help us out here, we're about to get overrun. But it looks like the enemy team looking like they stopped that 3-line push just a little bit to maybe play it a bit more cautiously or wait for their allied forces behind them. But they know they have to make something happen. It's 11-8. They lost their tanks on the capture point, and they're trying to make up the difference right now. That T-28 prototype on the 2-line possibly going to die. Well, it's in between the 2 and 3, but let's not nitpick. The enemy team pushing up on him and looking like it's going to be a solid kill. But pretty much all the enemy forces over on that 3-line except for that T-32, which was just spotted, managing to take out the T-43. Not a huge loss, only a tier 7. And the fact is, Merlin's still alive with a good amount of health left. Not the most amount of health, but that Tortoise is one-shottable, that T-32 is one-shottable, and the T-32 managing to kill the IS, another tier 8 tank, nothing too concerning. And right here, the T-32 is probably going to die. There we go. Double shot by the Indian Pans and Merlin, but let's be honest, Merlin did not need the assistance in getting that kill. Still, nice to share damage with teammates, I suppose. A little bit of teamwork never hurts. And the enemy team evening it up right now, 12-12. You have 2 tier 9s and a tier 7 versus tier 9, a tier 8, and a tier 7. So that KV-13 probably not... Ooh, dodging a shot right there. The T-29 looking like he's going to take the... There we go. The road back to the garage, going right back there. The IS-8 definitely a 2-shot. If that Indian Pants can just land a single shot, he'll be a 1-shot. And looking to maybe get a shot on the Tortoise. He's not getting any views on there. Okay, there we go. Taking a shot on that IS-8, but unfortunately just a single bounce. The KV-13 asking for help. Not sure why he did that. That was unnecessary, considering he already has his teammates backing him up. And it looks like the KV-13's trying to keep them lit for some reason, despite there being no artillery. And right here, the I-6 saying, close match, good game, well played. It has been a pretty even match so far. 2 tier 9s versus a tier 9, tier 8, and tier 7. But let's be honest, if that KV-13 and Indian Pans team up properly, Merlin doesn't even have to be a factor in this. But it's looking like, of course, he will be. The 103 moving across the bridge, trying to take a cautious route, which I have to commemorate or accommodate or whatever you want to call it. It's definitely not commemorate. That's like something you do on an occasion or something. If you can't tell, I'm a little tired right now. I'm just coming off of work. So please forgive my stupidity. But this IS-8 trying to push up yet again and take out that shot. Up, moving to be a little bit aggressive. Merlin waiting for it, and there we go. It will be the kill shot. Like I said, if Merlin and the Indian Pans could spag-oodle. Okay. I'm sorry, that name just caught me completely off guard. The Tortoise looking to move up, and the KV-13 getting eliminated by that Tortoise. The Indian Pans looking to maybe, there we go. The Indian Pans knows exactly where to shoot that Tortoise, which is on that hatch. And will Merlin know the same? Yes, he does. There we go, kill shot. He didn't even wait for the full aim time because he knew that he might not get that chance, considering he was a 1-shot for that Tortoise. Now the Indian Pan's doing fairly well for himself as well, but Merlin getting top gun. The Indian Pan's, I'm not sure if he got any medals or he definitely got quite a few shots off, and he was certainly valuable to the team, especially towards the end there between him and the 103 that Merlin was driving. They managed to eliminate a good chunk of the enemy team. Certainly he was useful, but I don't know how much he was doing earlier on. But anyway, Merlin, solid gameplay. The enemy team finally managing to take that 3 line, but Merlin taking the 9 line, and as so often happens in World of Tanks, the map getting split down the middle as each team manages to take a side. Not always the case, but it happens more often than not. But anyway, let's go to those post-game stats.
Okay, here we go, the post-game stats. If you're wondering why the audio of my voice might sound a little bit different, well, it's because I lost the previous recording of this, and I'm actually doing it at my friend's house at Kiesler, where I'm getting my eye surgery done. Yay! There will be a quick update video about that here very shortly after this video comes out, but just wanted to make sure there was no confusion as to why the audio quality sounds so different. But anyway, let's get back to what I am here for, what you are here for, and that is post-game stats. So as you can tell, overall, pretty well done. Merlin definitely showing us just what he can do in a 103, even though it was his first battle. I mean, after playing the T-32, I'm pretty sure the 103 is a welcome vehicle, and if you have any sort of skill in the T-32, obviously you're probably going to dominate in the M103, even if it is your first ever battle playing it. I mean, it's just such an upgrade, at least in my opinion. But, as you can tell, Top Gun earned Master Badge First Class, quite a bit of experience and credits. This was, I'm guessing, oh, a ×5. Okay, there we go. I was wondering why it was so high. But, as you can tell, doing quite a bit for himself. A bit of damage blocked by armor over the maximum value of his tank's hit points at that point in time, because he did not have the upgraded turret. A lot of damage dished out as well, over 4,300. And that is due to the fact he fired 20 shots and 19 of those were direct hits, but only 15 penetrations. The enemy team, the closest person to that earning high caliber was their IS-8, so their IS-8 definitely showing himself to be of value. The Tortoise coming in second, and that IS-6 coming in third. But just barely, that IS-8 just barely beating out Merlin for damage, not even 100 hit points difference. So it could have really gone either way had RNG favored Merlin just a bit more. He could have easily earned high caliber and Top Gun. There we go. Forgive me, because I'm also a bit tired. I'm recording this in the morning, right before my surgery. So, but like I said, there will be an update video on that, as well as that. It's also part of the reason why this video is a bit later than my normal schedule. But I digress. Total enemy vehicles spotted, 39 vehicles damaged, and 6 of those were destroyed. So, total, quite a bit of credits earned, none of that being due to any sort of compensation or, anything of the sort. That's just straight up credits earned, no event credits added or anything of that. But, as we already saw, ×5, so he was doing this on a weekend, and the 9.2, which you should have been able to tell. Of course, I am still working through my 9.2 replays. I'm still trying to catch up on everything you guys sent me between me taking my break to go on deployment. I guess it wasn't me taking a break, it was the Air Force forcing me to take a break, but still trying to, whoops. Yeah, let's pretend I didn't hop around to different windows there for a second. But anyway, if you like this video, click that like button. If you want to see more, subscribe. And if you got a replay, check the description below for instructions on how to submit. Despite being tired, I nailed that. But anyway, until next time, this has been Spang, and I am signing off.